starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Rumpus in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.
What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday, and I gotta tell you how beautiful it is to be alive on a Sunday morning here in Indiana and here at In Your House. And so much things going on, so much to talk about. I was part of an emotional, amazing event last night. I'm going to go into more detail about that pretty soon. But before I do that, I have to bring on my homie. He joins me every single week. He's the producer of the show on Thursdays. I call him the educator of Extreme, but every day he's the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, brother man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? Are you out there? Are you creating some chaos? Are you a goblin? We're glad to see you. I'm happy to be here on a Sunday, a house party. What else would we be doing on a Sunday in Indiana in the wintertime? So sitting in our studios, wishing snow was not invented.
Oh man, most definitely. Oh man, so we're definitely going to get into that. We had a snowstorm that came through Indiana, and it was a weird snowstorm. It was so weird because here's the thing about so of course we're going to talk about Sam Knight's last ride presented by Signal 10, an amazingly emotional event. So much to talk about. I don't even know if I have my emotions in check still after that event, but as far as the storm goes, they tried to stop this event from happening. You know, I maybe it was Mother Nature saying, "Sam, please don't retire. Don't
Yep.
retire, Sam. We need you, man." So it could possibly have been that, but it was a huge storm, and I had a half day yesterday. I work on Saturdays, but I got off around like 9:30. And by the time I got off in the part of Indiana that I work in, which is different from where I live in, it was coming down, bro. They had already probably had about an inch, possibly two, of snow. So I work in like the central Indiana area, like it's Muncie, Anderson, that type of stuff, whatever. So I'm driving past a town next to the town that I am working in, and the snow, brother, it's just snowing down. I got snow just coming down on me. I stop, I get me a little bit of breakfast because I had a couple of other errands to run and stuff in the morning before I had to get ready to drive to Greencastle for the last ride, and I couldn't believe how much snow was on the ground when I was sitting there eating, and then I left the town that was next to the town I work in. There was not a doggone drop of snow on the ground, bro. It was only two towns over, and there's no snow at all. No snow at all. I'm like, what is going on here? I did not deal with the snow until we entered Greencastle, which it was bad when we finally got into Greencastle, but the whole like hour and a half drive that it is, like for an hour clear skies, nothing to worry about, no stress. Then as soon as we get in the Greencastle, snow all up on the ground, still falling down. It was awful. But man, I know it affected a lot of travel for many different talents. We had a lot of great talent that made it out for the show. Unfortunately, a lot of great talent that couldn't make it to the show, including yourself, Voice, which I totally like. Sam was adamant on if you can't make it, you can't make it. That dude is not selfish at all, even when the moment is his. But man, I really wish you could have been there.
Yeah, we wanted to. I was in Chicago for Thanksgiving, and I was much like you. Clear skies. Oh,
Yeah.
not a worry. Hit the toll road. Then Indiana, for some reason, said, "Hey, we like lake effect snow." I thought that was supposed to be for Chicago, but no, we took it all. We absolutely took it all, and I'm more northern, so I got hit a
Oh yeah,
big
you guys got hit
time.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an hour before I was getting ready to get on the road, it was impossible. We were in the middle of a whiteout and just
Yeah.
heavy snow and everything. But yeah, I'm glad though that you were out there with Sam, especially for this night.
Yes.
His last ride, his final bell to bell, his
Yes.
just like Sam. I met him a few years ago. I've spent some personal time with him at
Yeah.
wedding get-togethers, things like that. Sam has always been one of the warmest, kindest human beings I've ever met in this business,
Yep.
and I will die on that hill. He's always given me a fair shot, no matter my opinion, no matter anything. Sam has always looked me in the eyes and seen me for who I am, and uh, he's done my shows many times. He's a good dude, and this is a big era that is done, but not an era that is ended. There's more
Yeah.
chapters to Sam Knight. You just have to sit back and subscribe to some things. Check
Yep.
it out, see some things. Sam's Sam's engraved in a lot of hearts, and I advise everybody go out there and check out his social medias personally. Sam does give a lot of inspirational advice. Just him talking. It's like having that brother who's a little older than you and has seen some shit.
Yep.
And sometimes that just helps your morning. I know it gets me by a lot.
Yeah, he's a great dude, man. A great dude who deserved the send off that he got. He had his family there in attendance. His sister sung the national anthem. It was a beautiful rendition of it. It was an emotional night, man. I have no problem saying I cried tears in the ring. Many other men cried tears in the ring. It was just once again an emotional night for a man who's given 20 years of loyal service, putting his body on the line. Yep, 20 years. 20 years of loyal service, putting his body on the line for our entertainment, and along the way elevating and motivating many people on that path.
Yeah, man, it's incredible. And like OG Tony said, Sam is fantastic.
He
I
is.
mean, simple statements like that directed towards a man like Sam is huge. Like it's huge. Like you have to
Yep.
be in his presence. And if you get a chance, get a Sam Knight hug. It is the it is like
It's
love.
amazing.
That's all it is, man. It's this just big giant man. Just I feel like a little child every time he hugs me.
Yeah.
He's such a fantastic human being, and thank you for your career and
Yes.
whatever you're about to do, man. Even in your personal life, thank you for being the guy you are.
Amazing human being, man. And like I said, it was just Sam is so big on elevating other talent. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
Wanting to see people be the best version of themselves, wanting to usher in a new wave of fantastic talent behind him with his footprint, his DNA on it. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody who is the embodiment. You hear it all the time in wrestling that it's almost cliche, but he's the embodiment of leaving the business better than you found it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I can agree with you. Speaking of that, a testament. I mean, uh, one thing I would like to know because I wasn't out there was Kendall Fire and Paragon, two two fantastic young men who have had the chance to be in the car, backstage, wherever with
Mhm.
Sam at the personal moments. Where were they at mentally? And I seen a lot of their footage, and I'm telling you right now, Kendall Fire and Paragon on cam right now, that was perfection. That
Oh, I
was as
loved
if
it.
Michelangelo himself came down and painted them into a scene. They hit every note. They had everything that I feel that they've learned from just being in his orbit put into one moment with you backstage.
Man, they just understood the assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was an emotional night, but we all agreed, hey, after everything's said and done, we can have our tears, but right now we have to lock in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have to lock in for Sam. And I am proud to say, outside of the main event, and I'm not putting anybody down or anything. I'm just speaking from how I felt, and you can say that, I was involved, you know what I'm saying? So I might be a little biased. But outside of the Sam main event, I think that the set tag team match between one of the most prominent and featured and consistent tag teams in the Midwest, Mean Dick Michaels, Tyler Lydall, the original Sins, I'm glad it was them. I'm so glad it was those two. I love those young men. They have been a tag team for years, and I love tag team wrestling. And those two, it's almost like they share a brain. I love the original Sins with all my heart, so I'm glad that the end of the set story came against them. And man, everything just kind of felt right as far as the end. It was a proper goodbye to the set that everybody was like, man, I would, and Sam will tell you, he says it all the time, and we've all talked about it, and everybody who knows about the set knows. A lot of people feel like the set didn't get a real fair shake to shine as big as we could have shined. And to be able to actually have some closure on the set with the original members, it was everything for me, bro. It was everything for me. It was a great moment. We all locked in for Sam.
Yeah, you could tell. You could tell everybody who was a part of the set had their moment. Even the greatest opponents that has been had for the set in a tag team division. Now, here's my other question for the set specifically. You brought up a lot of fans who I know have said the same thing, the not getting the fair shake for the set and the admiration, and it all culminated to this. Um, is there one moment that you wish could have could have been more resolved in this ending, or is there anything that you wish would have come to the end also with the set? Is there any unfinished business? I guess that's my question.
That's a good it's a good question. I mean, in my mind, like I said, this is just my mind. I'm not delusional or anything
Yes.
like that, y'all. But in my mind, the set was like the hurt business of the indies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason that I say that is because when the hurt business broke up in the WWE, everybody said there was a lot more left on the table that they could have went for.
Very
There
true.
was so much. That's why I say the set in my mind what is the hurt business of the Midwest Indies because there was so much more on the table. I thought there was a possibility for absolute domination, but for a faction, you know what I'm saying? I think there was a chance for us to truly, make the set more than what it was because putting a stable together in the indies is not easy. You have different dates that everybody has to, especially when you have a an accumulation of talent that I was able to put together. All world championship material in the Indies, Kindle Fire. You know what I'm saying? Paragon, Sam as the enforcer of the set. And then you had set adjacent members like Haven Harris. You know what I'm saying? That's who's making big splashes
Dominant.
herself now. Yeah, she's making big splashes herself. for sure. And then another a set adjacent member, Mickey Midas, who has done things, AEW Dark, held championships for many promotions in the indies, and he was there, and we had a moment, and he was still felt like he's set for life. You know what I'm saying? And that was cool to have that moment with him. But I just felt like there was more that we could have done. And I wish we could have done it in a way that a promotion would have been like, hey, I trust these guys to really pull it. Because we would, like, at Emerge, we were winning, like, all the awards, like Tag Team of the Year, Faction of the Year. Like, people were into what we were doing. They wanted to buy into us. They wanted to like us. We started out as heels, but I think people were kind of like, hey, we kind of like the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there was so much more left on the table. But if this was the end and the set and the director go with Sam, I'm absolutely okay with that.
Yeah. So you feel closure in the story that you guys were writing with the set,
Yeah.
because I mean, fans, if you're not out there, what really got me into being a fan of House was this Vegas trip that they took, and
Yes.
all the footage that they documented from it. I, as somebody who desired to be in this business in some way, seen House and knew this guy knows how to do it without me getting hurt every you know
Yeah.
and having to do those things. I can be an asset. So I reached out uh in forms and fashions, and I became a huge fan of what you guys were creating, because it's not something that you've seen on the indies. It
No.
was a faction, and it was weird because you didn't see a collective show up at different shows, and these guys were doing it, and I was like, that it drew me in. So I'm glad that Sam had that moment, and everybody a part of the set had the moment, to be able to say, we did what we could do. We took our 5 minutes every time we were able to. Goodbye, brother.
Yeah.
On to the next chapter. Let's see what happens from here. But I mean, at the end of the day, the set itself has produced uh, glorious people out there doing amazing things. I mean,
Yep.
Paragon himself is world traveled Paragon. Like, the dude is known in places that we don't even know of.
Yeah.
Um, Kendall Fire himself. I mean, the dude, he's one of those guys who could, if you said, I just feel as a guidance counselor, real quick, if I had Kendall in my office, I would just throw the book at him and be like, whatever you fucking want to do it, man, because you have something that nobody has, and anybody else who has it,
He's
he
incredibly
is
talented.
he is so talented.
Incredibly.
And anybody who's around Kendall Fire, you are lucky. This is a guy I would definitely take notes from. But Sam himself, the night that he had the moments that he got to share with everybody who um, had some type of connection to his life, his wrestling world. Um, this was a beautiful moment. This was something that you some guys, I bet you, who have been through that time where they had to take the boots off, they sat there with a little jealousy because it was such a moving moment, especially with the gods saying, hey, we're going to pile snow on everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Watch out. So, yeah, I love that you got to be a part of that, not only in the past, but last night, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely, like I said, it gave me the closure I needed for the set to be able to move on and do other great things. You
Heck,
know, that
that's
and
what it's
and
about.
that's what it's all about, man. That is what it's all about. The event was great. Everybody was great. I mean, I was back there with, I mean, just so much. And this is what Sam wanted, bro. Like, this is why it's so awesome, because this is exactly what Sam wanted. The talent that was backstage at that show, all talent that have been touched by Sam in some kind of a way, that have been represented and respected, and said, Sam is a man who will say your name in a room full of opportunities and you might not even have known it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of man that he is. He's touched so many lives, and the talent that was back there, incredible, incredible. You know, names like Avery Hertz, Dalton Davis, you know, just all these young Ashton Adonis, Kindle Fire, the original Sins, Dillinger was there, Eric Dillinger was there, Rice Maddox was there. He is the son of WWE producer and referee Jason Ayers. He was there. He had a match with Eric Dillinger, which was one of the best ones of the night, I think. Great match. Just so much awesome stuff. The talent there was amazing. The Infinite Man Tim, Mickey Midas, Shaq Diesel, you know, Aaron Atlas, Dylan Cole, Matt Diesel. I believe I said his name already, but if not, I'll say it again because it's worth saying. You know, just the amazing accumulation of talent that was back there. Like, damn, Sam, it was you did a very great thing, Sam. You did a great thing putting that show together, and we all came together for you. It was a night of beauty, man.
Yeah, Sam. Your footprint is way larger than the foot that still goes boots for so many years. Um, I'm just so looking forward to seeing what's next. That's where I'm at with Sam Knight. This isn't the end. This is just a chapter that needed to be closed because time is the ultimate opponent.
Oh yeah, undefeated. They're
Undefeated.
undefeated. So, once again, great night with some great action. Uh, Thank you to Signal 10 for hosting this amazing event. You know, thank you to all the talent that came out for Sam. Man, thank you to the fans who came and supported him. Tears from the fans. I mean, there was tears all around, man. Sam's family was out there. You know, Sam gave a great speech at the end in tears. He honored his father, you know, Dr. Isaiah Watson, you know, and yeah, man, it was just a beautiful night for wrestling. Never been a part of something like that before. So it was my first time and it was emotional, man. Once again, I had tears myself. Shiloh Greaves goes over in the main event. Shiloh, I love you, man. He's an amazing professional wrestler who understands the business and not in a way that anybody else does. His mind works differently. You know what I'm saying? Because Shiloh is almost like Vince Russo in wrestling form, in my mind. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I know when you everybody says Vince Russo is looked at in a negative connotation. Nah, not this time, not in this sense, because Shiloh always just wants to have like eye jerking moments. He
Yeah.
wants you to see what he's doing. He's a shock jock in a way, but not in a bad way. He just wants you to care about what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And he's great at doing that, and he knows how to do it so well. He goes up and he's got a lot of time, man. He's got a lot of time. He could be great. He's gonna be great. He is great, Shiloh Greaves. But yeah, Sam. Sam said that was the man who he wanted to end it. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
wanted to end it, and you know they've been up and down the roads in the West Coast, in the Midwest, in the everywhere together. So there was nobody else except for Shiloh Greaves. It was the most sensible and right choice, and man, just an amazing, amazing night.
Yeah. An amazing night, all because of one amazing career. Um, and I think that's poetry right there. Without the mindset being wrote out, it was displayed, it was taken into action by one man through a lifetime of dedicating himself to one of the things that many of us love and adore and still get hyped up for. I still feel like a kid anytime I get popped by a wrestling promotion. It doesn't matter who does it. If you
Yeah.
pop me, I'm a goon.
We're in,
I
man.
I'm
We're
in,
in.
dude. I get these moments, and Sam is the guy who does that. It's almost to the point where I wish I would have never met him in real life, and that's only because it took away the mystique of what he had. I seen the sausage made, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I get it. You're really good at what you do, but I get it now, and I do prefer the brother Sam that I get. So.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in life, guys. Don't worry. I won't be crying in
Sure.
the shower later. Well, I still might,
Man,
but that's a different thing.
that's a whole nother situation.
That's a whole nother thing.
But man, once again, great night. So much great talent. Thank you, Sam Knight, for
Yes.
everything you've done for me, everything you've done for my career, and everything you've done for all the people that you come in contact with. It's not a whole lot of times. There's not a lot of times where you run into somebody who is just infinitely good to other people. You know what I'm saying?
I love how you
He
put
is he's infinitely good to other people, and he got what he deserved. It was a great night, and who knows? Who knows what Sam is going to do next? But I do know that we've talked many times. This is not a secret. You can listen to old episodes. That once all the dust settles and we get through some time, let him cope with his retirement, because it's not an easy thing. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be like, you know what, I'm leaving at my own volition, but man, I wish I could keep going. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So like there's that. But we've talked many a times. Maybe he could find a new passion in the podcast world, you know, and when that time comes, it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great because
Yeah.
imagine that mind, that brain, talking about the business for 45 minutes to an hour. Like,
I'm looking to pack up my mic and just let him take over.
no, 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 no. I
No,
need
no,
you here, bro.
I know,
I
but
need you here.
when you get those moments where you're just like, God damn, he's good at this too. What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
That's
but we're
why
a
I'll be
team,
crying in the shower. No.
man. We're we're a team in here, bro. So anything that we do with him, you're gonna be involved.
Oh yeah.
And I'm excited, man, for when that takes off. I know it's something he's expressed interest in many times, but I am not rushing at all. We're gonna give him his time. It could take a month, 2 months, 6 months, whenever he's ready. But I'll say this: to be able to pick that brain on a weekly basis. Maybe we just do one episode a week with him or something like that, which is a-okay. That is going to be amazing, and I'm ready for every bit of it, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be a class session, and everybody better get your supplies. We'll send out list for you to
Yeah.
get when the time gets closer.
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, once again, thank you to Sam Knight. Everything that you've
Yes.
given to this business, we love you. We love you, bro. We love you. I want to say it again because I want you to know. So, man, all right. So, last night was not only the culmination and the goodbye to one of the greatest indie performers in our area, the right-handed guy, Sam Knight. It was also WWE Survivor Series War Games, and it was an enjoyable War Games. I got a chance to watch it this morning with my family. We all just kind of laid around. We're all tired this morning, and I got to tell you, it was a good one. Excited to talk about that. Hey, what happened in those War Games matches? If you didn't watch it, then watch us, and we'll talk about it on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live.
In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood.
Emerge faithful for coming out to Emerge 91 Blood and Bone. Since 2019, I have been the executive producer of the In Your House podcast. Since 2021, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of Emerge Wrestling in Columbus, Indiana. The honor and the privilege to tell all of you right here in the middle of this ring that Emerge Wrestling, in collaboration with the In Your House Network, will be at the Squared Circle Expo this March in Indianapolis. Emerge Wrestling in your house. We'll see you in March.
Hey, O'Con, in your house. Hollywood, in your house.
Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. And guys, we just talked about an amazing event that was Signal 10 presents Sam Knight's Last Ride. And that was my personal last booking of the year. But we look ahead. And we look ahead to March 27th, 28th, as In Your House invades the Squared Circle Expo, and it is gonna be a movie. What a time that it is gonna be. And man, I was moving around so much this weekend specifically. Yesterday I had to work. Yesterday I had to run some errands after I took a half day. I had to get a haircut, I had to get cleaned up for Sam Knight's Last Ride, so I had to do that. Then we drove out to Greencastle, had the event, drove back, and man, I had even still a little bit of burst of energy even after that. And you know what? I credit that to Goalie Nutrition. Goalie Gummies, listen guys, they are amazing. I'm not joking. Listen, I'm somebody who has hypertension, high blood pressure. Hypertension, the former name of my man Voice's band in high school. But I have that, and the Beat Gummies really help me keep my blood pressure down. Matcha Mind keeps me focused. I needed to focus on the road. I just popped in a Matcha Mind gummy. I was able to focus on that road and make sure everybody was safe and protected for the night. And listen, you can get your wellness journey going too. All you have to do is go to goalie.com and get all the delicious and nutritious gummies that are there. And when you're at checkout, let them know that In Your House sent you by using promo code IYH. 10% off will get you started, ladies and gentlemen. Goalie.com. Promo code IYH at checkout. And remember to check out everything that In Your House is doing on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube, and on Twitch. And hey, we're on X right now too. We are back on X officially. So guys, we got that going too. But listen, bro, we had the Survivor Series last night, and I tried to convince myself that I was like, I have an event to go to tonight, so I don't care that much about Survivor Series. It's whatever. But in the back of my mind, and you know what? I don't want to say names or anything like that, but I'm glad to say I wasn't the only mark in the locker room because I'm not the only one there that was streaming the show in the locker room. So it was great. But man, what an event that it was, Voice.
Oh, it was a fantastic event. It almost made up for me having to miss the show. I was like, well, at least Survivor Series is on tonight. But yeah, it was a great show. I thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. I thought a lot of the matches were great. Um, a few little things here and there, but that's our
Yeah, yeah.
job. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to critique when we need to. But overall, I thought this was a great one. I do wish there would have been a little more destruction, especially coming
Yeah,
off
yeah.
blood and
Blood
guts.
and guts, yep.
But we understand WWE has they have obligations to fulfill, contracts to make sure. So maybe some of those things weren't allowed, but I would like to say Brock did destroy anything
Yeah.
that came around him for
Anything around
a
him,
good
he
5 minutes.
yeah.
He went to town, and OG is letting us know he has high blood pressure too. So there we go.
Bully Gummies Beats. Get
Yeah,
those. Promo code IYH.
get that 10% OG Tony. But yeah, back to Survivor Series. I thought the women's match was fantastic. There was so much
Oh, fun.
fun in that one. And real quick before we get into the in depth, I just have a real quick question because you know
Sure.
how the voice's mind works when I'm watching these things. Does it does it seem to you that the more uh, Asian influenced wrestlers seem to a war game seems to benefit their character styles way more? It's like it kind of goes to watching old Japan wrestling back in the day, how it
Yeah.
was pageantry. It was a show.
Yeah.
Like the spots we seen with, especially with Io and
Of
Asuka.
course. Yeah.
Um, and I don't know, it kind of hit me in that one of those things I'd like to pick your brain about.
I think that especially somebody like EO Sky, who we've seen have that prominent trash can spot at War Games, and I like the trash can spot.
I do too.
Just a little side note before I continue to answer your question. Loved it. It just when they were all just standing there waiting for the spot to come. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just nitpicking. I'm not being negative or anything. I just hate it when talents just stand there and wait for it to come. And then Becky didn't get hit by it, and she just kind of had to stand there and kind of be like, for like a minute. I was like, baby faces, why are you not knocking her down? You're making her look kind of stupid. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question though, I just think that a match like the War Games just suits the styles of, like you said, the Japanese wrestlers because they're used to that kind of chaos. They're used to that, having to muster. You saw Kyrie Sane come out with the chain. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
She came out with the chain. So like, I just think they're kind of used to that more hardcore, hard hitting style. So the actual war game structure really benefits them and helps them shine.
I was thinking that when I was watching that, so I'm glad your mind also went there.
Yeah, that's why I think about it. And like OG Choni was saying, the venue setup was beautiful.
I
So
thought,
looked so
yeah,
nice. Oh
dude,
my gosh, there was a shot, I think it was before the Cena and Dominic match, where they're showing like the angle of the stadium, and then you could see the sun setting over San
oh,
Diego, and it was just it looked like a vision that you would see on like Madden or something like that,
yeah.
like beautiful scenery. It just looked so nice, and the structure was real good. They really did a good job of making Survivor Series feel like one of the big four, because we've
Yeah.
talked about it on this show many a times at nauseum that a lot of times it feels like Survivor Series kind of gets left by the wayside, you know?
No, I agree with you too. And to elaborate on OG Tony's comment here, two of my favorite spots were the opening when they were shooting the smoke and all
Yeah,
the different colors. And then when Roman Reigns came out, the visual that they had with the drone and the
yeah,
crowd and that blue that was behind his name,
yeah.
um, I thought was spectacular. I thought that was a great look. I hated the moment that it happened in because didn't does the rules of escaping the cage only imply when the whole team is in the cage?
Yes. So, okay, I'm
Okay.
glad. So
Okay.
glad you brought that up. So glad, because I promise you, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. So they did a good job of when Becky Lynch tried to escape, to try to get away from when before the match ended,
Okay.
and They ended it with Rhea Ripley getting in the Riptide,
Hmm.
and then AJ Lee puts in the Black Widow to have her tap out. But before that, she tried to escape the cage before she got caught. And they did a good job on commentary saying, if you leave the cage, then you forfeit the match for your team. If one person leaves, you forfeit the match for your team. That's the rules of war games. You can't
Hmm.
leave. This is not a cage match. Okay? So when um when the main event happened and Brock left the cage to cut Roman off at the pass, I was like, "You think he left the cage? The match is done. That's it. It's over. It's done." And then my wife said, because she was noticing, she was watching with me, and just brilliantly said, because she's a smart person, wait a minute, the match doesn't start until everybody enters the ring, right? And I'm like, oh hell, you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
You were right. And then about a minute after that, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett said, "Oh, if the match had been official, Brock would have forfeited the match for the team. But since the match has not officially started, he is able to leave the cage to meet the final contestant Roman, who had not entered the match, making the match official."
Okay.
So they were very, very meticulous with, and it was well thought out. And I, for one, as a person who appreciates logic, appreciated those moments.
Yeah, I did too. I just wanted to make sure because it could have, if it was against the rules, it's Brock. Who's going to tell him he broke the rules? You know,
Right,
I mean,
right.
so they could have played it so many angles, but I'm glad Mrs. House was on the ball
She
and
was.
she corrected the rules. So that's good to know. But still, kind of a cool spot. Both
Yeah.
spots with Becky trying to leave and also with Brock just fucking going out and meeting Romans, but he did suffer some of the consequences of doing that. Roman was throwing some of those Superman punches.
Yeah, he was with brass knuckles on, bro.
Dude, yeah, and here's something I love too because it was mentioned, I believe a couple interviews ago, a few weeks ago. There, I believe it was CM Punk they were talking to about Brock Lesnar, and he said he loves working with him because he knows he's safe.
Yeah.
Brock is like considered one of the safest workers in the WWE, and the way he was taking those punches. Did you notice that the one that he took right before the stairs? He fucked up.
Yeah.
So Roman throws the punch and Brock turns into the direction Roman would have punched. So like I don't know. He turned his body. He should have went the opposite and went
Yeah.
into the cage as opposed to the stairs, and because it kind of like it fucked up a little bit of what Roman was doing, coming in. But he just stumbled a little bit. But you know what I mean? Like those are the little things that we're nitpicking out of the Survivor Series. So overall, that tells me it was a really good Survivor Series.
Well, we're also fans of the little things, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
very true.
when Roman Superman punched Bronson Reed, and then I think he Superman punched Drew McIntyre. Like, when he Superman punched him with the brass knuckles, their cells were great. It wasn't the normal Superman punch cell. This was, oh, I just Superman punched you with brass knuckles on, and they
Yes.
went down like, like a guy getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciated those cells that they got from getting Superman punch. It felt different than getting a regular Superman punch. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
had the brass knuckles on there. It should have been sold differently, and they did it. And I, for one, thoroughly appreciated that.
No, I did too. I thought Roman did fantastic in this. He lived up to what they built him up for this specific match, and you always got to applaud that. But overall, the men's was great. I thought the women's
I
was great.
enjoyed it. Yep. I
I honestly, it's hard for me to even say which one was better for me. I know fans out there, you have your opinions, and that's great. Get yourself a podcast and you can give those opinions out like we do.
Yep.
My opinion
Absolutely.
right now is it's hard for me to determine because I love the storytelling in both. I love
Yeah.
the physicality. Right now, the women have the edge because of what I said earlier, because of the Asian wrestling influence that was
Yeah.
happening in there. Like it's so noticeable that their characters play so well in a destructive thing like this. Maybe it's because I've seen way too many death matches over in Japan or
Yeah.
C4
Yeah.
matches, but there's something to tip our hats to Io, Kyrie, and Asuka when it comes to that. And even I'm gonna say Rhea, because Rhea plays so well with smaller talent that
Yeah.
it's awesome to watch. And
It
I
it
did love the Terrifier nod. That
Yes, that was so
was
good. That's
that
what it
was
was. I
good.
was like, Dude, I promise you that I was like, what okay, did Rob Zombie do Terrifier?
No.
No, okay, okay. Because I told her, my wife earlier, I was like, I think it's a Rob Zombie horror movie, but I'm not for sure. I'm not a big horror buff, so I apologize to all you horror buffs out there that I don't know. But I was like, I don't know what the mask is, but I know I've seen it before, and that's just so Rhea. It was badass.
Yeah, it's based off this Art the Clown out of the Terrifier
Art the
trilogy.
Clown. Okay.
Um, if you're gonna dive into it by yourself. Do not have your children around.
Gotcha.
My
Gotcha.
children are psychos and went and watched the last one in theaters with me. But I find the shit funny because he's a psycho clown who does very fucked up shit, but he doesn't talk. And he did the moment where she came in and she like waved her hand like this. He
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
that shit right before he kills people.
Yeah.
She's enthralled with this dude. They have a lot of social media things together. They've
Oh,
met
okay. I
up.
think they collab,
Um,
don't they?
yeah, they do some things together, and this was just like an ode to it, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. We do have a question from the chat, and I know you love when the chat gets involved, and
Absolutely.
it's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Which War Games match did you guys like better?
Okay. I'm gonna answer that question, but first I want to stay with Rhea real quick, and here's why. I think that sometimes a lot of us are like, hey, Rhea is the now. You know what I'm saying? Rhea feels like the now.
Hmm.
And I get it. She's felt like the now for like the last 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And so we expect her. So then sometimes there's some Rhea exhaustion, especially in the title picture. Like, but it's like, what else do you expect her to do? Like, she is peak. She gets amazing pops every single solitary time she comes out. And here's the kicker, bro. She's not even 30 years old yet.
It's
She's
insane.
she's 29. She is a top star. And like I think sometimes we just forget, like we're like, "Oh, Steph Curry, we expect him to be great. Oh, Michael Jordan, we expect him to be great. Oh, Tom Brady, we expect him to be great." And we just stop appreciating their greatness. Rhea Ripley is truly great. And here's the thing, she's got probably another like 10 or 15 years ahead of her. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane. Like, she can really go down as one of, if not the greatest women's wrestler of all time, not just because of in ring work or promos or anything, but mainstream marketability. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, I want to give Rhea Ripley her flowers. I know she
Oh,
probably gets them
perfect.
all the time, but she still is one of the absolute best top tier stars in professional wrestling, period. So I just
But
wanted to say that.
here's the thing with you, House. Given what you gave to her right now, her flowers, your flowers didn't involve anything degrading. It didn't even. You did not say women's wrestler. You said wrestler.
Yeah.
You lumped them all into one. I think those are the comments she needs to hear from people. Those voices are the ones who need to be in her ear because she does face a lot of people going overboard for their fandom for her. Uh,
Sexualizing her
yeah,
and
and this is exactly what connected us when we found out we loved wrestling, and it was the women's division, and where we seen it as kids to where we didn't like what they were doing, and we knew they could do more. And we seen that the evolution of women's wrestling to where it is now. So I think your comments were well deserved for her, especially in this War Games. I mean, her marketability, and that new movie is going to be hitting soon. I know there's another one coming out. So this is fantastic. I loved what she did, and
yeah.
yeah, how you gonna tell Michael Jordan to quit being great back in the day?
No.
Stop being great, Bulls.
Yeah, like no, absolutely,
You
dude,
can't do
absolutely
it.
not.
You can't do it.
I'm just appreciating greatness while it's happening. You know what I'm saying? But two and great, yes, one of the biggest wrestling stars, male or female. OG Tony, let me answer your question now, because I love the women's War Games match, but I have to give a slight, very small edge to the men's War Game match. And here's why. I'm going to tell you the one reason why. The only reason why they're not right here in my mind, neck and neck, side by side, is because the men's War Game match left us on a cliffhanger.
Ah,
That's it. That's the only reason. I love that. I love the fact that we had a masked man come in, super kick CM Punk, curb stomping, misdirecting us, making us think it's Seth Rollins. And then who pins CM Punk? Braun Breaker, who is now likely put himself in the spot to be the number one contender for the world's heavyweight championship. The end of that match was so good. And
yeah.
it set us up for the new member of the Vision. They did that perfectly. And then to add to that, when when Roman Reigns showed love to CM Punk, dapped him up, but was like, you know what, Cody? I'm still not messing with you. In my mind, not only in that match voice did they set up the new member of the Vision, but they probably likely set up the two main events for WrestleMania.
I could see that. And they did it very, very WrestleMania storyline ish. You know what I
It
mean? Like
all flowed well.
it flowed well. We don't know who that person was. We don't know. And I would like to say I think the women's they blew a chance to to follow suit with the men's.
There was that's the thing.
Alexa,
It was too much, like it was definite. Like when it was over, it was over.
yeah.
When when the men's match was over, it wasn't over
Yeah.
because it sprouted so much different things that's going to affect WWE for the next 4 months.
Yeah, very true.
That's
That's
why I loved it.
and I like it too. I mean, if I had a gun to my head, I would have to say exactly what you're saying. The men's had that edge because of the suspense that they left me in.
Yeah.
But overall wrestling, things like that, um, I feel the women's was a smoother build inside
Oh,
the
for sure.
cages
For
for
sure.
that their storytelling. But I loved the destruction the men had. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
and really that EO spot, I don't think it's her fault because she did the moonsault off. And Jeffrey Landis, we see you. What's up? How
Hey,
you
what's up,
doing? We're
man? Hey,
talking
hey.
war games. Join in with us. But that spot where she takes, and it was a swanton she did this year, right?
Yes, it was a swanton this year. Yes, sir.
I think just the sketchiness of the swanton, maybe that's why they had it set up like that. But I understand, like, there could be some way to set it up to where they're all
Maybe get up a
collectively.
little slower or
Why not
something.
use that chain that
Yeah,
Kyrie brought in? Chain 'em like the triple spot that they did in the ring when they tied up all three of them and then came in for drop kicks. That
yeah.
was fantastic.
Oh, I
I
loved
love
it.
that. I
So
thought that
good.
was great work using what's available to you. Why not do it same spot? You would have been able to keep them safe. You could have kept their arms out of it and just tied them up by the waist and shit like that and beat them up, something like that. But
Yeah,
again, nitpicking. The men's though, with that suspenseful, who the fuck is behind the mask? Um, because if you're telling me that's Seth, holy shit, that dude heals quick and can
yeah,
scale fences like Spider-Man.
yeah.
So that leads me to believe, was he just taken out for maybe storyline things like that? Kayfabe isn't all dead. They
Right.
try
No,
to
it's
keep
not.
some alive. Um, but yeah, men's I'm gonna give slight edge to also.
Okay. So let's stay there. Let's stay right there because we still have. I mean, okay, all right. We'll go over the Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vakir match. It's not going to be in detail, guys. I'm gonna be full transparent. I wasn't interested. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to jerk you guys around or anything like that. I wasn't interested. I just wasn't. I'm gonna be upfront, open, and honest because that's who we are on this podcast. But okay, the men's War Games match. High speculation on who this masked man is gonna be. I'm just going to say the name. I haven't seen any other name more than I've seen this name. And I'm going to say it, then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. And that's Austin Theory.
Yeah.
And here's my mindset on that. If it is Austin Theory, I'm going to be over the fucking moon. And here's why. Because Austin Theory is somebody, former In Your House guest Austin Theory, by the way. Austin Theory has been on the sideline for a long time. And he has a great look and he can sell his ass off. He's probably one of the better sellers in the business since Dolph Ziggler. And they've tried to reboot him and try to make him work many times to try to get him to that top guy status. This was a guy Mr. McMahon wanted on screen with him before Mr. McMahon, went away. If he is the last member of the Vision, this is going to be perfect. And the reason why I say it's perfect is because he came in, he used the stomp. Let's not forget that Austin Theory is a former Seth Rollins disciple. Okay? He was in a faction with Seth Rollins during the pandemic, so it makes sense why he would involve himself, in my mind, with the stomp. But then you have a chance to finally make your play and do exactly what you want to do with him by making him a top guy. And he's not going to have to tell you it by himself. He's going to have Paul Heyman telling you it. And that's going to be key to his career. Austin Theory as a Paul Heyman guy could change the trajectory of everything. So the biggest name out there is Austin Theory. Another name that I've seen out there, because everybody, I've been on the internet this morning, and everybody is looking at shapes and builds of this man and who it's similar to. So obviously the number one name is Austin Theory. The number two name that I've seen out there, Montez Ford. So give me your thoughts on Austin Theory, and then we'll get some of your thoughts on possibly secondary option Montez Ford.
Austin Theory would play very well in that. Montez Ford would also play very well in that.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking about both having a breakout, whether
Yes,
that be singles or with their tag team, but some form of breakout, some form of leadership role also, I believe was discussed. I'm what I seen live was a man roughly 6 feet tall,
mm-hmm.
slender of a build, still
Mm-hmm.
muscular, but more of a
Mm-hmm.
slender wrestler.
Yep,
Um, those are two very good options because
they
both are
fit
around. Yeah, they're both are 6 foot. Both careers have their deep fan base have been asking for something. Um,
more. They've been asking for more.
exactly. Austin has been off the radar for quite a while. This
Mm.
would be a great shock. Um, this would be a great play. I here I think it could be one of those two, but I also think that there could be a third player in just because
Let's
of the
go.
last time we seen him, he wasn't as upper body muscular as he was when
Okay.
we were seeing him in the WWE back in the day. And it's a name you brought up also. I think Dolph could be a name in that.
Ooh.
He's his movements are still quick. That
Yeah.
whoever it was very quick.
Yep.
So that's why I'm saying your two picks, perfect. I could go with either one of those two, especially how we've been building.
Yep.
OG Tony's saying both would be great,
I
but
yeah. OG agrees.
what if? I mean, it. I don't think it could have been Orton
No,
because the
Orton's
guy
too tall,
wasn't.
dude.
Yeah, well, no, he's around the same height as all these guys. I
Is he?
just
I
when
thought
you were,
Orton was about 6'5", 6'6".
but still on camera, you give or take
Yeah.
5 inches, you could probably pull him off. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
about 6'5". Some say 6'4", but I'm going with the taller because well I'm short, so I always go. But anyways, so we know it can't be Orton. Just upper body alone. It's not Orton
Yeah.
because
Yeah. No,
Orton's. I mean, he's too buff to look that, and I don't see him scaling a fence like that.
not that quick,
Um,
bro. Not that. Dolph Ziggler, I could definitely see it because Dolph is so fast. Like even as he's not getting old or anything like that. I don't want to say it like that, but like even with him getting up there, he's still very fast. We saw that in his match that he had for the last time is now tournament that he could still go at great speeds. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
true.
So
But
that'd be great.
I'm leaning I'm leaning to the younger guys though,
Yeah.
Montez
Yeah.
and Theory, because they
It's needed. We talked about the youth movement that's been needed for a long time.
yeah, and something like this would definitely spark that. Now, how do you play Breaker finding out who it is? Because
That's gonna be interesting.
that's going to be your key because you just said it. Breaker's the one who pinned Punk.
Yep.
Breaker's also the one that the person looked in the face, through the mask and everything, and like was like, "Look, I just gave you Thanksgiving dinner. I'm out.
Yep.
Bye."
Later. Yep.
I I don't think it's Seth.
I don't think it's Seth. It's too on the nose, dude.
Yeah.
In my mind, Austin Theory is the perfect fit. I just looked up Austin Theory right now. Austin Theory is 6'1".
Yep.
He's 28 years old. He's the future. You know what I'm saying? His timeline matches up with Breaker. You know what I'm saying? You could. What I would do is honestly, I would have Breaker be but obviously they're setting Breaker up to be the next world heavyweight champion. You're not going to be able to really change my mind on that. I think that it's going to be Punk and Breaker at Mania, and Breaker is like he's the Punk's like this is the perfect guy to drop the title to. It makes perfect sense. He's under 30, I believe as well. and Austin Theory's timeline matches up with him really well. I'd have world champion Braun Breaker, and I would have tag team champions, um, tag team champions Bronson Reed and Austin Theory to help bring that tag team division out of the depths of hell where it is. And then you could set up Austin Theory as the Randy Orton in Evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
automatically that puts Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker. I'm sorry, Braun Breaker goes into the Triple H spot. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, where we thought Seth Rollins was Triple H, now Braun Breaker is Triple H. He's the now. He's the guy. You have the future set up with Randy Orton, Austin Theory. You have the enforcer there of the group, Batista, Bronson Reed. And you have the brains behind it all, Ric Flair, Paul Heyman. I think that Austin Theory fits perfectly into this group and fits the timeline of the group of a guy that could possibly, after Dom has his time, because I don't think Dom's gonna hold that Intercontinental title too much longer, because they're gonna go to the next big thing with Dom, I think, especially with the return of Liv Morgan. We'll talk about that on the last part of this episode when we talk about John Cena. I think that Austin Theory is going to hold that Intercontinental Champion. He's never held it before. He held the U.S. title. He's defeated John Cena at WrestleMania to retain the U.S. title. I think that you put him in this spot because there's already time invested into Austin Theory, who we all agree has a great look, great wrestler, great moveset. He's great. I've talked to the young man. I talked to him myself before he signed with the company. He's got the right mindset. I promise you. He's not an egomaniac. He does things the right way. They took him off TV for a reason. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what I told him on that interview all those years ago. I'm gonna be so happy when you one day are a main eventer with the WWE, and I think that this is the moment that he's going to jump into the main event scene as a part of the vision.
It could be. It definitely could be. But I mean, we're gonna have to wait to find that out.
And that's what I love.
And that's where you keep fans like us coming back. Because also the other hand of that, if it's Ford, what happens to Dawkins?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't know how they're going to go about that unless they do like a storyline. Because you remember when the Acolytes broke up?
Mm-hmm.
And well, the APA broke up Acolytes. It was the same thing. Bradshaw was like, listen, I got to keep a job, you know? And Farouk was like, Ron Simmons was like, come on, man. So he basically was just like left his partner in the dust in that way. I think that'd be a good, not saying this is going to happen, because honestly, in my mind, if you're putting a shotgun to my head and saying pick one, I'm picking Austin Theory. You know what I'm saying? I think he fits more. But if it is Montez Ford, I think doing it that way instead of like a traditional breakup could work, because we haven't really seen somebody be like, you know what, I got to keep my job. It's everybody can feel that. Sometimes you're in a spot where it's like, listen, I got a family to feed, and you just want to walk out. I can't just walk
Yes.
out. You know what I'm saying?
But the only way I
A
like
real
this,
story.
exactly. But the only way I like this is if you have Dawkins go on the real people who are going to go on the revenge tour, because
Oh yeah,
that's the other side of humanity. So you have an opportunity, if you do play this with Ford, that you can build a monster inside Dawkins,
yeah,
and later on have that fantastic Mania main event with him versus Ford for whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, gun to my head, it's Theory. It
yeah.
has to be.
I think he makes the most logical sense. Honestly, in my
Oh,
heart of hearts, I truly do. I truly do.
watch
And I'll be
it's going to be Shawn Michaels found some fucking new drug out there that's some miracle drug, and now he feels
You
like he's
found the fountain of
12
youth.
again. Yeah,
It's Shawn Michaels again.
he just
Shawn
goes out
Michaels
with
is 25 again.
his cockeyed. He's like, "I'm ready to go, guys."
Ready to get it. Oh man. Oh man, but yeah, Austin Theory, I think it's most
Yeah.
definitely a great pick for sure. Okay, so let's talk about the last thing before we slide out here. Call this a really great episode because it has been. It's been a really fun one to talk about all the stuff we talked about with Sam and his show, and then this really good War Games match. I think that the Intercontinental Championship match did exactly what it needed to do and then some. I thought the match was good. The match was great. I love the shenanigans with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez and everything that came with that. I was like, oh my God, she did the Tejana bomb on John Cena. Oh my God, she just hit Pop Rocks on John Cena. I just thought that that was good. It was really good for those women to have that moment.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. What the hell was Finn Balor wearing with those baggy ass clothes? He looked like a child wearing his big brother's oversized clothes. Honestly, I get more vibes off of JD McDonough than I get from Finn Balor now. I think there's an aura around JD McDonough where everybody's like, that dude can fucking wrestle his ass off, which is 100% true. And Finn Balor can as well, but his stock has decreased massively, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. To me, JD is proving time and time again when I want a wrestling match to remind me of somebody like one of the greats, Chris Benoit. I pop in a JD McDonough match.
He's good, dude.
I love the way he works. I love his presence in a group also because he also gives me that vibes when Benoit was in the Horsemen or when he was with the Radicals.
Yep.
Um,
And he doesn't overshadow, you know what I'm saying?
no, and he doesn't need to. To me, he's in a sense of a Malenko also, where watch me work and I'll talk to
Yep.
you through my
Yep.
work. And he's perfect. I love what he's doing, where he's at. I hope they stick with him. Um, he's too short to throw us into that, and we would have noticed his big ass head. So he's
For
definitely
sure.
not the guy who snuck in. But at the end of the day, JD's doing fantastic things. I can't wait to actually see what this next year brings for him.
Oh, dude.
But it's very weird how we went from weeks of the Judgment Day splitting up to them working as a cohesive unit.
They always do this.
Yeah,
We've talked about it on the show before. They always do this. They tease a breakup, and it seems like it's finally about to happen, and then they tighten up. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy, and that's just you know what, you segued me perfectly into the return of Liv Morgan, which, my God, I love that woman. I love that woman. I truly do. The look in her face when she hugged Cena, when she had that crazed look in her eye, that's yes. Liv Morgan, like we talked about it on the show before. Your words exactly. You put like a submission hold on Liv Morgan, and her facial expression, she looks like her face is about to melt off.
yeah,
You know, because she is so great with facial expressions. I loved it. She jumped and hugged John Cena and then had the crazed look in her eye, kicked him in the balls, and reaffirmed her dedication to Daddy Dom. And you know what? I like that because we all expected her to come back and be pissed off about Roxanne Perez. We all expected her to come back and be like, oh, well, looks like Dom just did what he did. He found a new girlfriend. But here's the thing, it wouldn't make sense for her to come back pissed. Roxanne Perez and Dominic Mysterio's relationship has been respectful. They've never kissed, never touched, never even flirted, any
yeah,
like that at all. It's all been like like it's all been teamwork. It hasn't been so it's went in a completely different direction than people thought because Roxanne, everybody thought that Roxanne was about to be Dominic Mysterio's new love interest, but their relationship has been completely platonic. So I love the fact that Liv Morgan came in and still helped out Dom. They were backstage. I saw a promo backstage where they were talking about, oh, we're back, and it seemed like that they were just like nothing ever, like she never left. I love that because it's makes sense logically. It's intuitive with the fact that Roxanne and Dom have been platonic this whole time.
Yeah, it does. But I'm not fooled one bit. I've in my former years before being a married happy man, I dated crazy. Crazy comes in all different colors, and
Oh yeah.
obviously, House, you've never been stabbed by a crazy one. Um, they do that, and the ones that do that tend to be the ones who plot for years upon of which they're going to do this.
Very
And
true.
yes, and those are the ones you run. Um, I think this is all playing in Liv's hand. And I think Liv is just setting every single member up to,
She's gonna blow this whole thing up, isn't
oh,
she?
she's going to explode this. She's going to accept getting Dom to the top because what what the fun is it kicking a man when he's down? That's just sad and just over.
Ooh,
Why
yeah.
not build him up? Why not make sure he gets his titles? Why not make sure he feels like he is King Dom of everything? Because you still have to set up what's going to happen, the end result between him and his father, because they're sprinkling that in.
They are.
So why not send him back to the man that he has said, I want to be nothing like you, has destroyed every opportunity Ray has tried to have in these past few years of his career? Send him back to his doorstep, begging to be let in, begging for the comfort of home. While
It's a
you
good
sit
story.
back and you know you destroyed everything. It's the ultimate. See, here's the thing. I've been watching Sons of Anarchy. I watch Sopranos. I watch all
Yeah.
those. It's mafia based. It's club related. It's whatever. But all of it is men at the top thinking that they run everything. We forget pussy runs the world.
Oh,
Any
brother, you're
man,
speaking facts. They ain't ready. They ain't ready to hear you, bro.
any man, unless you're a sword fighter, any man who enjoys it will give up their last bit of clothing to make sure that pussy is warm. Understandable. These women, especially that are in the Judgment Day, are going to form a faction. And it's
Oh man.
going
Okay.
to
Okay.
be a epic faction that women's wrestling needs and deserves.
Mhm. Oh, hold on now. I see where you're going now.
But
I see where
she
you're
is
going.
going to destroy. Look what they're doing. JD's getting the shine more. Finn's
Yeah.
taking more of a backseat, whatever
Yeah.
that may be,
Yeah.
writing or maybe his own personal health. Who
Yeah.
knows? But JD's getting more of the shine. Dom is your main feature,
Yes.
and you have so much meat with his storylines that you don't need him a part of that Judgment Day.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Liv coming back and playing everybody, and then ultimately the women turning and becoming the faction
Oh my God.
is a perfect
I
transition for women, these specific women.
I love it. I love it because you have Liv, who would be the faction leader. And here's the thing. Another point, Raquel has never turned her back on Liv. She never did it. She was reluctant to bring Roxanne in the group in the first place, but they came together and they have meshed so well, so
Yeah.
well, so well. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and then the young future with Roxanne Perez. Give it to me. Give
Why
it to
not?
me.
Why
I
not?
want that.
Strike while this iron's hot, because all three ladies are hot, especially of the comeback of last night. You have
Mm,
Liv's comeback that completes that circle. You have Raquel, who is just making her own path
she's making
inside that ring.
strides.
Dude, I mean, they're getting rubs off of Cena in his last big, like
Yep.
his
His
title.
last PLE.
Yeah,
That was his final PLE.
that's done. And you just got the last bit of rub you could get off of that
Yep.
man. And it was not Dom didn't need it, but Dom had the match. It's those women who were in that ring working. All three of them just got the biggest rub of their careers.
I
It wasn't
adore
and
them.
it was a men's match.
Yep. I
That's what
love
I'm
it.
saying with the women's wrestling, where we've wanted it to go. It's here, brother.
Yeah,
And
it's
we
here.
are a part of it and we get to witness it. And I'm telling you right now, everybody on IYH knows my feelings towards Liv, Alexa, all those girls. I've said my piece, but I am saying today, Liv Morgan is going to be the face of this new faction, and it is going to be one of the biggest women's factions out there. It's going to be
Give it
epic.
to me.
It
Give it to me.
and it wouldn't surprise me if they add somebody else.
That would, a fourth member would be sweet.
Yeah,
But
and it'll be later.
yeah, it'll be later. It'll be. I love it. I love it. I'm on board because that didn't even cross my mind that they would just melt away from the men and then be a dominant women's faction. I love it. Yes, give that to me. I think that's an excellent idea, and I hope that's what happens now. Because, like you said, like whatever JD and Finn are doing, they could do it on their own.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio can stand on his own too. He's a guy on his own. I love it. I love it. It's so good. It is great. I want that. I'm on board with that 100% because that's a shot in the arm that the women's division needs right now for sure. So,
Dude, and it's the extra boost for Dom in the story they're writing for him. You need the emotion with Dom. You're gonna have to
yep,
turn him face.
yeah, because there are people already love him anyway.
Exactly.
Like
So
people are already loving him.
you have his dad finishing up his career. Why not capitalize off of that and use this
Yeah,
story where Dom goes back to his dad in his arms, and then maybe, I don't know, have him betray him and send him off that way. Who knows? But you have to have Dom lose everything.
yep.
He has to come crawling back.
And it's so crazy because this was seen as second to last match, and all we're talking about from the match is the women in the match. We're talking about Dominic Mysterio. We're talking about JD McDonough. And you know what that tells me? What John Cena is setting out to do is working.
Very true.
He wants to elevate other people at the end of his career. We're going to talk more about John Cena on later episodes because he still has the Last Time Is Now tournament that is finishing up, and then his final match in 2 weeks at Saturday Night Main Event. So we're going to have plenty of John Cena talk. All right, guys? We're going to have plenty of John Cena talk. But what Cena has done in this second to last match is so like it is so fitting for what we've talked about from this match, which has been very little John Cena. But I want to give him his flowers in this match now for the reason I just said. He took everybody in that situation, Dominic Mysterio, the women, and elevated them for future, whatever they're going to do next. For the future. That's the future. He's setting up the future. And I love it. I love what he's doing.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, this, in my head, this is like when I called LeBron going to the Lakers and all my basketball friends were like, "You're an idiot." And I was like, "Oh, you just watch. He's going. That's where he'll end up." And that's where he ended up. I honestly fully believe the women in Judgment Day are going to turn on the men because
And
the
branch
men
off on
bring
her.
all the problems. Any problem that Judgment Day has had is because of the men.
Yep.
I
And they're gonna want to shed that skin, bro.
Dude, call me Stephen A. Smith. I'm about to. I think I called this, man.
Listen, I love it. I think that's great. I hope that's what happens. And we're going to talk about that if it happens, when it happens, I believe, and so much more because we have so much things to talk about. Because it's professional wrestling, there's always something to talk about, and that's exactly what we do here at In Your House. So we're going to slide out of here, call this a really great episode with my man here, the voice, Josh Joseph. And because we did such a great episode and Voice does so much great work here for In Your House, I want to give him the opportunity to plug anything that he wants to plug. It is your time, Voice. What have you got?
All right, friends, fans, anybody who likes what we do, IYH, we do a thing on Tuesday. It's the Monday Night Raw review, where me and Kevin Calloway, the Chaos Goblin, we sit down and we talk Monday Night Raw. We give you what we think happened and what is possible for the future. Kevin is a great insight. He is a professional wrestler who also talks wrestling with me every Tuesday, 7 p.m., an hour. Well, that used to be what I would say when we had it on Monday, an hour before Raw. But, it's 24 hours after Raw. So come join me and Kevin and what we have to say. That is Tuesday, 7 p.m. Outside of that, me and Howse, we do animation conversation. It's a fun time. Do you like cartoons? Do you like vulgar poo-poo and booger jokes? Well, we do, and we invite you to join us and sampling what makes us laugh. And that's on a Wednesday. It's usually around 5 or 6. If you subscribe and you get all the notifications, you'll know when we go live. So again, that is the animation conversation with me and Howse, and we watch cartoons, and we invite you to watch cartoons with you. We give you a little bit of education on the cartoon we're about to watch, usually about who makes it, when it aired, where it was from. Was it from the Adult Swim lineup? Was it from MTV? Was it from Nickelodeon? You don't know, but you will know when we go live, and that's on Wednesdays. Outside of that, it's the ECW Watch Along, and that is a Thursday treat, and that is one of treats that we love. That is me and Howse, and we watch ECW. We go back in time, and we find some shit that we want to show you guys, and guess what? It's bloody. It's violent. There's fire sometimes. There's so many things. We highlight specific wrestlers there. We also do watch along series where we watch their weekly televised program. We pick an era and a storyline and we want to follow it, so we watch it. Who knows what we're going to bring to you on that one, but if you stay tuned with IYH, you like, you subscribe, and you do all the things, you're going to get a chance to make IYH big at the Squared Circle Expo. And that's a thing, because ECW Watch Along wants to get a hold of anybody in ECW who is going to be there. We want to talk to you. We want to hear you. We want to hear the stories. And we want to bring it back to the IYH household and let you hear what we're talking about. So fans, get us up there in the ranks. Get us going. Get people talking about us. We're the only ones already promoting it. You can always see it at the top. That's who we're sticking with. If you're going to be at an IYH live event, which we are on the date of the year anniversary of our very first one we did, which was a success, which we watched a Survivor Series, which it was awesome. Here we are a year later, and we're already looking at one of the biggest events IYH has ever touched. And we're going to have our table. Come hang out with us, be a part of what we're doing. And I guarantee you that weekend is going to be something that everybody there is going to be like, is IYH going to be at the next one? You got my money. Where do I pick up my ticket?
Absolutely well said by the producer of the show, the voice, Josh Joseph. And guys, we could just leave it at that, because we've done so much, and it's just like sometimes I just sit down and reflect. And I got a chance to do some reflecting on the drive home last night. Once we got past like the tougher parts of the roads and stuff like that, and everybody's either in their phone or falling asleep, so it's kind of quiet, on the trip, and I'm just kind of reflecting on everything that had happened that night that just had me over the moon. Stuff we talked about off air, me and you did, and then what all led us here, which is in your house and everything that it's opened up for all of us, and how I want it to open up more for us, and how it's going to really culminate in March at the Squared Circle Expo. Because listen, bro, it's March. There should be clear skies, no issues. I'm looking forward to a great weekend with my brothers, my sister, and interviewing amazing top-notch talent, and being exactly where In Your House deserves to be. And that's because of the work. And that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for the voice, Josh Joseph, and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Malakan, the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with Okan. Hey, Okan, in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. And your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.